All right, my brother. What's up?
Ain't nothing much. Ain't nothing much.
Hey, why do I have three untitled
We do romantic dinner tonight.
uh studios?
Yeah,
3 Untitled Studios.
Yeah.
what's your favorite again?
I have this one and I have two other that popped up on StreamYard. They say untitled.
Those are the videos.
Those are the videos.
Yeah, because I have to put the information in. But
Okay.
it'll show up on my end untitled as well. Even
Okay.
though I put the information in, I'm in the reusable area.
Right.
So that's why. But how you feeling?
Man, I'm wonderful. I'm feeling marvelous. How about you?
Oh, I'm great, great, great. I was talking to my daughter when you called,
All right.
and I told her let me get up here, start my live. Yeah, I had to
Yes.
grab something to eat real quick.
Woo. I tell you, boy, my wife is about to freeze me up out of here, boy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know I've been shivering a lot lately. I had to put a
Man,
hoodie.
now, yeah, I mean, man, me and her cousin Minnie ain't getting along, buddy. Telling you. Ah, yes, I believe in God and Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit. And yes, the blood does have power. Let me sit down and share with you personal testimonies of how powerful the blood is. See, I can speak not because someone told me, but I can speak because I've seen it for myself. The blood. Oh, the blood that was shed for you and for me. Way back on this hill called Calvary. You know, growing up, my grandmother, ain't nothing like a grandmother's love. My grandmother, very faithful woman, very committed woman to God. You know, she raised me and my oldest sister. Every day we had family Bible study. That's the Bible is how I learned how to read. And my grandmother, who was rooted and grounded in faith and believed in God and in Jesus Christ, how she used to sit in the morning and talk with me and tell me how important it was for me to know that somebody died for me. That somebody gave their life for me. She had taken sick. I was around about 14, 15, and my grandmother had taken sick. She had suffered with uterus cancer. And she used to have blood clots come out of her the size of a liver. You ever bought a liver at the market? You see the size of a liver? She used to have blood clots come out of her the size of a liver. And my mother and my aunts would rush her to the hospital, you know, and we would pray, you know. Prayer was very important in my family because prayer changed things and it carries you through. But prayer can't be effective if you don't have the faith, because faith is the thing that makes the prayer effective and brings it to reality. So the doctors had told my grandmother, because my grandmother was very adamant on blood transfusions. She did not take blood transfusions. And back then, a lot of people, because see, we didn't have as many diseases in blood as well known as it was back then. And everyone thought, even the doctors, that she was crazy. My grandmother was very adamant on not taking a blood transfusion, and they told her, because she had lost so much blood, they told her, they say, we don't see you living in a week if you don't take this transfusion. My grandmother said no, because the Bible says that thou shalt not what? Take blood. So what she did was she prayed and she said, if it be God's will that he saved me, or if it be his will that I come home, let his will be done. Because see, it's about God's will. So my grandmother, my aunt Aunt Dee, another faithful, fervent woman in committed to God. She had called my grandmother, and no, she called my aunt and my mother, and she told them about carrot juice. Now, when I say carrot juice, a lot of people would say, okay, carrots are good for your eyes. Carrots are good for your eyes. But people did not know that carrots also build up the blood. We talking about the blood. My grandmother consistently stood her ground in God's word and believed that the blood that Jesus shed for you and me, that it had power to do that what God has for it to do. The doctors came back to my grandmother in a week. Remember, they gave her a week. They came back a week and said, Miss Jackson, we don't know how it's happening, how this is to be, but your blood levels are higher than that which you lost. He shall do exceedingly and abundantly above what all that we ask or think. The blood. But this isn't just once. This happened several times. And each time she stood on God's promise and the blood. And each time, hey, the blood won. So no one can tell me that this blood, because remember, Deke say, we talking about real life, life on life terms. Share your life experiences and examples. And I'm sharing with you my life example. Because even though I walk by faith and not by sight, at that time, God showed me by sight so that my faith could continue to grow more and more and more in Him, and believing that He is God and that there is nothing too impossible for Him to do. So when I see this topic, I felt
understanding that the doctors, the scientists, and all of that can say what they want in theory, but God is the one with the last answers, and that's why they can't understand it, because it's something that they're trying to figure out. You know, so when I do sit with certain people of that caliber, I already know where they at as far as a doctor. And I was thinking about my doctor the other day, and the medication that they've been giving me is too expensive. But anyway, they listen to your symptoms. Yeah. They're not healers. They listen to your symptoms, and they treat the symptoms. And that's what I realized they're doing. I've been realized that. They treat the symptoms, but it's up to God. It's up to God if He want to heal that thing. It's up to God. And that's what somebody brought to my attention some years ago. One of the pastors at the church, she was like, you know, now I'm starting to stutter. But I have Hep C. I have Hep C. And I was diagnosed with Hep C when I was about 19. And I started taking the medication and everything, but it sent me into a state of mania. So they had to take me off it. Well, anyway, I was telling her, and she said, "Oh, if God want to heal that body, that's His body. If He want to heal that body, He'll heal it." I ain't had nothing since then. It's there, but it's not affecting me. You get me? So it never stopped me from doing the necessary things that I need to do for the body of Christ. And that's one of the reasons too for me, because I know it affects the liver. That's one of the reasons too that I ain't trying to drink, because I'll speed it up. So I share this type of stuff because I watched my brother liver fail on him. And he was doing a little bit of everything, and eventually he left. You know, he was tired. He was tired. Right. And my thing, like you said, I pray that God's will be done in his life. If you take him, help me to be all right with it. If you leave him here, heal him as far as from the smugs and drugs and all of that stuff. Heal his body, right? Because the same with my sister. I didn't want to keep seeing them suffering when they were struggling with the using and everything. But God will use other people's pain. That's what I start realizing too. He will use other people's pain to empower you. As far as empower you. Because some people go through certain things and they don't complain. They don't complain one bit. They go through what they got to go through. And that's the power. It's like you're going through trials, you're going through tribulations, but you're going through it gracefully.
Yes, grace.
You made me think about when you said that about your grandmother. My mother and I, to me, had a beautiful relationship.
Yeah.
She passed away from cancer. I couldn't believe that she never told me. And it was her girlfriend that said she didn't want you to know.
Right.
I still didn't believe it. Right. I thought she was going to make it home and we was going to take care of her until she passed.
Right.
She passed before she made it home.
Okay.
So I was a little disappointed. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I was all right with certain things. Nope.
Right.
I was very, very disappointed. I lost my mother. I was 26.
Right.
And I didn't get clean till like 4 years later. I lost my oldest brother. I got clean in 93. He got killed in 92. And right after I got a phone call and I was going up on Pennsylvania Avenue in Fulton where he was at. And that was the longest walk I ever had in my life, was to walk up that hill. And it was a lady came by and she said, "That don't make no sense. It's a guy up there laying down and, dead." And I said, "Miss, can you take me up there? That's my brother." Right. Right after that, I ended up getting clean in 93. And this is how I begin to really understand this right here. There's a time to be born. And there is a time he's going to call you back home.
Come on, Solomon. Solomon.
Never once told us when we was going to leave or how.
That's right.
For a lot of people that might not pay a lot of attention, When I say stuff like this, I never thought I would make it past 21
Come on. Come on.
because I know how I was living.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
You as
never
well.
thought I would make it past 21.
You as well as I. You as well as I.
Hmm. And guess what? Because of the movies like John Wayne, James Cagney, Clint Eastwood, Humphrey Bogart, I was
Mm-hmm.
willing, like a lot of our young men now, to die in the middle of the street with my boots on.
Mm-hmm.
I was willing. That's the way I was carrying.
Mm-hmm.
If it happened, it happened. I'm gonna go out like a soldier.
Like a soldier.
You have to that's where I'm looking for. Basically standing strong and not being knocked down.
No, wait a minute. That was the mindset I had back then. You live by the code of the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Candy.
It can't.
Hello.
Yeah, you live by the code of the streets. So that's
Yeah.
why when our young men act the way they act and behave the way they do, I understand because I was there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not for me when I'm dealing with our young generation, it's to get to the core of what's going on with their lives.
Mm-hmm.
I admire the men and I admire the women that work with our youth and all that type of stuff. But my thing is, do y'all have mental health care providers that works with them? Because even though you could step in, and most of the children lives, the young men lives that you're working in don't have their father in their life.
Come on.
So you stepping in as that representative.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
I was gonna say when I look at when you say about some of these young men don't have fathers, I can point out that Tom didn't have a father either, and didn't have anybody to lean on growing up as a child. So when he told me that, it kind of it broke my heart.
And see, Candy, now I'm gonna get ready to go in another area that I talked about before, right? At 14 years old, I discovered heaven. I was laying in the bed and I discovered heaven. And you know what I'm saying, Candy, don't be playing. I discovered myself. I didn't have no man in my life to tell me what was that, what was going on, what was what. Right?
Yep.
And when I look back at life now, even though we had biology in school and stuff like that, and they taught you about your body parts and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
My mother didn't teach us this. A lot of parents, and I know this for a fact today, are afraid to talk with their children about their physical part of them, their sexual preference and stuff like that. But they get mad because they teach this stuff in school. They ain't supposed to be teaching them, but you scared to teach them yourself.
Exactly.
So I used to argue with a lot of our Republicans about that. Because number one, look at the reality of life. I was watching this guy with his daughter. She's 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And they shopping. Now, mind you, she's a cute little thing. But she wanted some stuff that would have been just a little bit more revealing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling her, nope, you can't have that. And it reminded me of me. I'm looking at him and I'm like, man, if this don't remind me of me. Because number one, as a man, and I said I wanted to say this to some of y'all that don't understand.
Come on.
I watch my daughters from little babies grow up.
Yeah.
I watch them as they begin to, I'm gonna say, I'm trying to think of certain words, right? I wanted to say mature, but as their body begin to change, watch a young lady around about 12, 13, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 11 too. Watch how she start feeling her. She's feeling herself. She's not hot or nothing. It's just she's feeling beautiful. She's feeling gorgeous. She's feeling sexy inside about herself.
She start paying more attention to her hair, her demeanor, you know, her dress, how she carry herself. You know, me having 3 daughters and watching all 3 of them change into womanhood.
You know, I was gonna say this. For me as a woman growing up, my mom she never sat down with me. She never taught me the life of, you know, what womanhood was. I had to learn on my own when I got older. And, you know, again, as you know, when I was growing up, I mean, to be honest, I had my grandmother and my aunt raise me. And that's the God honest truth. Because my parents didn't want to be parents. And that is the God honest truth.
And you know what happens, Candy? What I start understanding, a lot of people can't give you back. I'm talking about parents wise, what they wasn't never to it.
Right.
And another thing, when I became a foster care parent, they taught me how to deal with children that's dealing with pain, compared to me dealing with the way I would deal with my own. But you know what? I learned a lot. Some of the same methods they taught me in dealing with, you know, other children, I would use for my children, right? And it taught me. That's why when I be trying to help people understand that I used to be a foster care provider, so I was taught how to raise kids properly. That's why for me, if they 13, 14, 15, 19, and they destructive and all of that, my thing is send them my way. Send them my way. Because number one, those are the ones that I like to challenge. Because sometimes for me, I'm going to step in. And when I do step in to discipline them, they're going to get big unk. They're going to get pop. They're going to get, you know, OG. It's how you do it. It's how you do it. It's a certain look you can give them that will chop them down. They be like, why are you looking at me like that? Because I need your attention. See, I know that because number one, as a parent, when I used to give my kids certain looks, they knew right then and there to straighten up. I ain't even had to open up my mouth.
There you go. There you go.
You know, so now, on top of that, I raised my nieces and nephews, my sister daughters. I mean, yeah, my sister had 5 children, right? 1980, Cherie Copeland. I'm the one named her Cherie Copeland. Ebony, I named her Ebony Copeland. Derek Copeland, Daryl Copeland, Dwayne Copeland. My sister had children, wait a minute, by 3 different guys. This is what my mother told me when I was coming up. My mother had 7 children by 7 different men. All of our last names are Copeland. She said the reason why she named it because she named her children after her. Because number one, she didn't want it to make her look like a 304 with 7 different baby daddies. So I understood all that. You get me? I understood that. So same way with my family, I told them they out of wedlock. Name your children, you give your children your last name. The guys might get mad because they the fathers, but you ain't taking care of your responsibilities too.
That's right.
I can relate on that. I have friends. Well, I don't speak with them no more. One has two children by by the same father, but they're not together. She's with another person. And then another person that I know had three children, and same thing, three different fathers. Yeah. So
It happens.
it does. It does.
And I'm gonna share this with y'all because I deal with women with children. I don't care if she got 10. I'm not gonna sit here and tell her why you do this, why you do that. I'm not gonna make her feel bad. Because she's already feeling bad because she got 5 or 10 kids. All depends on how many daddies she's got. They got 2. And none of them is helping them financially. I see this all the time. Then I hear brothers cry about she took me down to child support for what, $10? You crying. That ain't even enough to take care of them. And I sit here and I listen to a lot of this, right? And I'm like, look, this is the thing that pissed me off, Candy. When I left my ex-wife, now mind you, I raised her kids 2 years before mine came. She had the nerve to take me down child support.
Oh my.
And I went down child support and I laid them out. Because number one, I wanted them to know I'm not a sorry excuse of a man. I raised her damn children, right? But this is what the lady told me. She said, Mr. Copeland, the thing is, she came down here first. So we had to honor that. And once she said it, I understood. I paid over $1,000 a month for my children, my 2. Not only that, if they needed 3, 4, 500, daddy still gave it. One time I said out my mouth, brothers, I give your mother money. Ask your mother to give you such and such and such. And it tore my gut up. Because guess what? You cannot put a price on your children.
At all.
Cannot. That's your problem.
At all.
You cannot put a price on them. So guess what? They already know. Anytime you need anything like $300, $400, $500, you better let daddy know way ahead of time. To this day. And that's what me and my daughter was talking about. She get ready to go on vacation. And she said, Dad, I got to pay my bills and stuff for my house and everything. Can you give me such and such and such? I said, yeah, I'll give you $1.75. She said, no, Dad, I need more than that. I said, Sienna, I'm going to send you the $300. She said, all right, Dad. I said, because we already talked. So you kind of gave me a price range of what you're looking for. So now my biggest problem, Candy, I don't know how to tell my kids no. Well, now, really be honest, I apologize for that, Candy. It's not the point of not telling them no, but as long as I got it, they got it. That's
they
all.
Got it. They got it.
I was gonna mention this. When Tom had his daughter, when she was born, her mother took off, ran off, left her, abandoned her, and everything. So he decided, well, he was going to take her to get child support out of her. Well, she was making payments, but then she stopped. But then after he passed away, it caught up to her. She wound up getting locked up for it. Needless to say, she thought, since he's been gone, karma wasn't going to catch up to her. Well, it did.
Thank you, Candy. Because guess what? I said the same thing about my dad. I don't know if he's still living or not, but I said he gonna owe me a lot in child support. but no. Thanks for saying that, Candy. Because look, once Sienna turned 18, right?
Yeah.
They were supposed to stop, but they still took money out. They didn't. They stopped taking that money when Steve turned 18. Now, I went to fight to get my money back. I want my goddamn money back. But the lady told me once again that they, rather than them considered as two individuals, the way they had it set up in the system, they was considered as one. I'm like, yo. But anyway, I just went on and I let it go. But the reason why I'm saying this, brothers, family, if you got 10, I'm going to say this, 5, 10, 13, 15, you can brag all you want about having a lot of kids. I know good and goddamn well you ain't taking care of. Number one is too many. And wait, McCann, then I apologize.
All right.
I'm looking at the mental, emotional hugs. Like yesterday, right? Lord Steve stopped and got me a money order. And I was picking with my daughter on the phone because, you know, everybody living their own life.
Mm-hmm.
He could not wait for me to hug him and squeeze him. And you can feel it in him. It's like, I miss this. And this is the stuff I be trying to share with brothers, right? About having children and being a significant part of their life. DMX had 15 children. 15. And the point I'm making with that, how much time did he actually spend with his children? And I'm not trying to be smart, and God, please forgive me. I met his daughter here. I was talking to his daughter's cousin, and I spot her one day, and I found her very attractive. And I went for her, not knowing that was my cousin. His daughter. That's why we got to watch what we do. And now, mind you, I ain't shared that in a long time. But look, I'm just saying it, Candy, because certain women, I already know, if you do not have that love and affection of your dad in your life,
their life will never be complete.
Huh?
Their life will never be complete.
And you're a prime target for me.
They will search for that. They will search for that. That will become one of the main things that would attract them to a man.
And let me say this, Sam. Everything I'm saying out my mouth, every freaking thing I'm saying out my mouth, Sam got me over here in the back of my head saying nothing but the blood of Jesus.
Man, come on,
and
man.
And the reason why I'm saying it, because Sam, the reason why I'm saying it, because it was the blood that saved my life. It was the blood that opened up my eyes where I can see things today that I didn't used to see. So that's why everything we talking about, y'all, everything we talking about, it's the song in the back of my head. Nothing but the blood of Jesus. Because guess what? If we didn't have that connection, if we didn't have that type of relationship, or at least trying to get to know them, right? We couldn't speak the way we speak, you know. And everything we saying, Candy, it's the truth. Even though we lived a defiled lifestyle, and the goal now is not to practice a lot of that stuff that I got a lot of pleasure out of. Now, when I did what I did back in the days, I didn't do it because I didn't like it. That's what people got to understand. Sometimes you know what you're about to do is dead wrong, and you'll do it anyway.
Anyway, because of the joy that it brings you in doing it.
Thank you. It's the pleasure you get out of it. And the only time I'll stop, you got to listen. is when I'm pained up. The moment I get pained up because I'm caught up and I'm lost, now I know it's time for me to back up. So the same way that I had to learn back in the days, family, if you don't pick it up, it can't get in you. I remember now, I used to have numbers in my phone. It got to the point because I didn't remember nobody's numbers. I had to delete numbers. I ain't had to worry about, you ain't got to worry about me calling you. Then when I would drive through the city and I know you in a certain area, I had to go the long way around, right? These are things that I had to do to live a more productive way of life. That's why I love the way he was talking about his grandmother. Because one, when you believe in certain things, and it's work that come with it, when you believe in certain things, right, and you asking God to deliver you from whatever you might be struggling with, he's going to remove it. But if you don't have that serious desire, you want to be the one that struggles because you're looking for him to do something. Sam was saying it. You're looking for God to do something that you're not willing to do the work in. I had to learn all that. That's why when he was talking about his grandmother, I just relaxed back. Because it took me back to my mother, my aunt and them. How they was reading the Bible to us. Sam? How that's where the King James and all of that came into play. You know, back during them times. My mother and them was read that. I had my mother's Bible for the longest time.
Door open.
Right? If you look at one of my pictures, that's the Bible that tore apart in the front and go to show you that thing about 1,000 years old. I think it was around when Jesus was around. But anyway, it didn't matter. I ain't saying it don't matter. It kind of hurt because that was my mother's Bible. But anyway, when Sam started talking about grandma, he took me right back to my mother and my aunt now. He took me back to hold up, Sam. Sam took me back to roots.
Hey.
Sam talking about grandma, I went back to roots.
Hey. That's where it starts at.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I wanted to say this. Man, did you just hit a point when you said that any man that has 5, 10, 7 children, you know, is not taking care of all of them? Because if he is, right? And I did. I had 6. And I worked round the clock. I had my oldest when I was 17, turning 18.
Woo!
My mother, and let me tell you something. When I lost my mother, a piece of me just left. Because my mother was always there.
And you know what? I'm gonna relate to you on that, Sam, because my aunt, she lost my grandmother. That was her mother, and she was very, very close with her. After she passed away, same thing. She felt like a part of her just went.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I feel it myself because I miss her every day.
Yeah.
Because she was literally my best friend.
Now check this out, Candy. I never knew my fault. So I'm already feeling abandoned. Then my mother leave me at 26. That's a double whammy. It was like I had to grow up. Now, she already told me what to do. But I had to grow up on my own without my mother there and my father there. And Sam, thank you. I was determined. I was never going to allow my kids to feel that pain of me not being in their life.
Come on.
Let me share
Come
this
on.
in reference to what Sam was going at.
I'm telling you.
Biologically, when he said he had to work around the clock, that's why I went back, because I know he understands what I'm saying. Biologically, I had to give them this in here. It was the love, the affection, the attention. No money can pay for that.
At
No
all.
money. So that's why when I talk with certain guys and I hear certain things, I just want y'all to know that that child could be 8, 9, 10, and they longer for you. They know their mother because the mother's there biologically nurturing them. But that other half is you. This what makes them feel whole and complete. That's why when I hugged my son, because my son got his own car now, he doing what he doing. You can tell he couldn't wait to feel that love and embracement inside, and I squeeze him because I want him to feel that biological bond of dad. That's it. Now, mind you, Sam, I raised Cherie Copeland, Ebony and Derek. They are my children, my sister children. When they was all born, I raised them up to God. They was gifts from God. I remember watching the movie Roots. Any child that comes to this earth is a blessing.
That's right.
It's a gift from God. Right. Now, Cherie and us was talking one day. A lot of y'all look at us men that's very, 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 very responsible, productive, but to a lot of women, we are a piece of trash. My niece, me and my niece was talking on her birthday. She said, Uncle Steve, the matriarch of the family is gone. She said, you are the patriarch, the patriarchy. Y'all look at the man patriarchy as a poison. Some of them are. Some of them are.
I had to go on mute for a minute because Pain in the Butt called me.
oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. But look,
I'm sorry.
My niece recognized her uncle took the role, and I know her father. Well, he passed away now. All of them. But Unc stepped in. My nieces and them my niece and nephews, Sam, used to call me Uncle Daddy Steve. And sometimes we laugh and joke about it. They be like, remember when we used to call you Uncle Daddy Steve? I said, I'm still there. But guess what? They are my sister's children. That's where that village came in at. That's what I grew up around. Mr. Ida May and all of them, they didn't play.
Come on.
So that's what I'm used to. And not being smart, Kendrick, I don't see you, but I wish you come up. When I said something about my belts, I got 5 level belts, and I meant to buy them. Now, I like to threaten the kid with the belt, right? Don't make me take my. I threaten grown-ups with it. I'm telling you, actually, my housing program, I don't play. Don't make me pull out my belt. They be 40 years old, 35. Mr. D, you gonna really beat me? Show your butt. Then I gotta realize, Sam, it's business thing. They not your children, stay. But look, it's only to get your attention when you are in a destructive mode. I do this with the women and children too. And then if they got teenagers, I kid and I joke with the teenagers to let them know that Mr. Steve will never hurt your mother, because you got to make them feel comfortable. That's why I did that topic, Candy. Can an unhealthy parent raise a healthy child? You can only get back what's there. That's why I knew for me, right? I always had the love in me, but that other side showed out more. Now, once I got clean, everything that my mother taught me about being responsible, being productive, all that good stuff, I had to go back to practicing it again. And then on top of that, I'm gonna use this word, Sam and Candy. I had to master the art of being loving, kind, considerate, and thoughtful, stuff like that.
That's right.
So that's why I be wanting people to know I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect by far. But I can tell y'all right now, sometimes I be wanting to count them. I ain't lying. The sins I used to do. Well, look, the way I used to live, I don't live like it no more. I be wanting to sit back. I don't do this. I don't do that. And I be wanting to joke. I'm perfect now. I be wanting to say that, right? But then when I look at my flesh, I'm like, please. It's just a lot of the stuff I used to do. I just don't do no more. And a lot of that come with maturity. We older now. I'm 64 years old. What I look like going to chase somebody over 18 but under 21 now?
You know, you're saying you. I was gonna say, I mean, you may be maybe 64, but you still, you still look good for your age. It would surprise me. I would say you would look like you're in your 40s.
A lot of them do. A lot of them do. And most of the guys, well, most people I deal with anyway, they would never give me 60 something. They would never do that. Most of the guys, say if they're close to 50, around that age, they would think I'm their age. Now somebody that's 35, they might hear the knowledge and the wisdom, but most of them that's around like 50, close to 50, they would think I'm more like their age. And I'm like, no, man. But see, it's how you carry yourself. It's how you carry yourself. Now, I can say this right now, Sam. I don't walk as fast as I used to.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I ain't telling Sam, though. I ain't telling Sam. I was watching Sam walking towards the camera, right? He over there wobbling. I'm like, if that ain't me.
Oh, no. Hey, that's right. That's right. Don't you laugh, Candy, man.
It doesn't matter.
That's right, man. Let me tell you, man, if somebody would have told me all this when I was running up and down that basketball court,
woo,
and running the streets like I did, if somebody would have told me, boy, everything you gonna feel when you hit your 60s, I'd have been, listen, I'd have been on the porch Monday through Sunday doing nothing but relaxing. I'm telling you,
let me
I get up in the morning, Candy, when I raise up out the bed, I gotta sit there for a good 20, 30 minutes.
I be laying here at night, right? And I know I ain't got my phones in my hand. I know I ain't on the computer, right? And it be like, but look, Sam, I was getting ready to fire you. When Sam got sick, I got scared. I said, I'm going to tell you. I never heard Sam be that quiet.
Oh.
And when Sam had shut up, I knew he wasn't feeling good. And sometimes when you care for somebody, you don't want to see them suffer. And then I watched him walk towards the camera, and I know he told me his legs had swelled up on him.
Yeah.
And sometimes for me, I meet some great people, some amazing people. And that might just be a part of the fear that I had of losing people. So when I find myself getting a little bit too close, it's like backup Steve. And I'm looking at saying, he will come up. Remember I said that. He'll come up just to show some respect that he dropped. I'm like, why the heck you go over here, right? But I'm looking right at him, and I know he's not feeling good.
Now is he local or does he?
Yeah, he in Baltimore, yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Let me say this, right? Because Steve, you ever get this feeling that you know somebody, right? And you just can't place it? Because when Candy had said, I live out Essex, out Dundalk, right? I said, okay. But then when you and her was on here and you was speaking about your past experiences working with different people that had housing, had different housing. And she started saying, well, yeah, and I did this and I did that and I could hear the experience, right? There was this lady that I had met back in 2006. I was living on Oakford Avenue, the Oakford Park right off of Park Heights. Me and Monica. We were just getting on our feet. So we had got us a room, right? We started out with a room. But see, this is how God has blessed us. But we started out with a room. We lived at this house. And it was a man, he was renting out rooms, right? And this gentleman kept changing house managers like crazy, because one would work out, then something would go wrong, another one would come and something would go wrong. Now, it wasn't a transitional house. It wasn't a recovery house. It was like what you have, Steve, and my spirit is saying, I'm trying to remember her name. And then I keep hearing Candy and Dundalk. This lady, she lived out Dundalk in an apartment. And where she was, I guess she was at the tip of it. Am I right, Candy? It's an apartment complex right near the water.
To be honest, I don't live in Dundalk. I live in Middle River. I don't know any areas in Dundalk. I really don't.
Okay. Because now, Middle River. Can I get to Middle River if I go straight out Pulaski Highway?
Yeah, you can.
All right. Then I know I'm there. It's an apartment complex out Middle River that sits right near the water. It's water right behind it. I mean, it's woods, but it's water. I guess that's the bay, Chesapeake Bay sits right behind it.
Something like that.
Okay. Did you used to ever work for a gentleman that owned a house?
No.
No, Candy's old enough, to be our daughter. Candy's like a daughter to me. She's only 30 something, but I met 38. I met Candy when some years and years ago when some stuff was going on in Middle River, I
When
met
they had a
Candy way
protest.
back, maybe, huh? Go on,
Okay.
Candy.
Yeah, that was a crazy protest.
Right. That and as a human rights advocate, I went out to Middle River to help the black community deal with the racism they was dealing with. But I became Uncle Tom, Uncle Ruckus. I became everything else by the people in Baltimore City. They
Uh-huh.
labeled me because number one, they was down there doing a protest, and they did their protest for almost a whole year, right?
Yeah.
And they wanted me to be a
Yep.
part of their board junk, but that's not how we roll. We
Right.
come in, get our point across, and then we leave.
We
You don't
gone.
go somewhere and then do a cookout and parties and all of that. Call yourself
Right.
protesting and chasing cars down to stop people
Because
from
what are
buying
you
stuff from this
accomplishing?
place. Huh?
What are you accomplishing?
Right.
You're not
So
accomplishing anything.
it was, but what pissed me off about that, most of the people that was down in Middle River protesting, they was from Baltimore City.
Mm-hmm.
And going to the county protesting this store up there. And then the guy that was doing it too, he has a lot of restaurants. And I was telling him, you need to stop because you are a businessman just like them. So you don't want nobody to flip stuff around because you got Burger Kings, Wendy's, and Kentucky Frieds and 7-Eleven and say you messing with these young girls. You don't want that.
Right.
You don't want that attention. So you don't want to make things look bad on that end as another businessman. Well,
Right.
anyway.
Do you still speak to him?
No, I haven't spoken with him in years.
No, what I've seen on Facebook, he did get married. He married that girl Candace Green.
Right.
So it seems like they're doing pretty well with all the traveling and businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say this. Sometimes what appears to look, but that's all. Because one, I looked at him as my son. Me and his mother the same age. And I looked at him as my son. And that's what I told him. When him and I got into it, I said, I can't believe that. I'm the one that helped you when you went to run for mayor. I supported you. And see, that's what happens when you deal with certain people. A lot of people that ran for political seats, because of my mouth, they would reach out to me for help, mainly in the black community, to walk them.
I know you're not talking about that young brother.
Which one?
Did he get in a little trouble?
Yeah.
That's so. Okay.
And see, when I would share his story, I would share his story of somebody coming from rags to riches. Right. But sometimes old habits are hard to break.
Come on now.
When you're doing business.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say this again. A lot of people that I love and have respect for in Baltimore City, God moved them out my life.
Yeah.
He moved them. And
because they could not go where God was taking you to.
And know what? Lady J was the one that told me. She said, Steve, now that God removed them out your life, she said, don't go grab them and bring them back.
No.
So sometimes certain people, I'll be like, oh man, I wonder what they doing, blah, 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 blah. I already know what they doing.
Well, that's just like with Larry, going around and stuff, and people still picking on him, and then still picking on that other person over there.
And see, I don't want to open up that can because a lot of them, I was having fun with some of the stuff we was doing. Then they start coming for me. Then I would be on my live. You got about 20 people on there, and I'm trying to talk, and they throwing stuff at me. So it would throw me off. So now a lot of that has stopped.
Yeah.
So you don't put your hands back in it.
No.
You know, now this is something that I always try to help people in Baltimore City understand. If you want to know anything, about Steve Copeland, you can always call me and ask. My number is on my Google page and all of that, my website and all that. If you want to know anything about me, one thing about me, my housing program is independent. I don't take people cards. I don't take people food stamp cards. I don't take none of that.
Come on now.
Because the goal is to teach them how to be responsible with what they have. And if I'm going to take it, that means I'm trying to run their lives.
Amen.
Spend it the way I wanted to spend. No, the goal is to teach them how to be more productive.
Hey, Stephen. Stephen, leave Israel alone. Oop, I ain't mean to say that.
That's why when y'all hear me make the statement out my mouth, robbing Peter to pay Paul, I'm talking about people that's robbing and taking from our homeless and less fortunate people to fatten up their pockets.
Yep.
If that's where you at, that's where you at. I'm not there for that. So I'm not trying to be smart. And a lot of them, when they recognize Steve ain't for a lot of that bull crap, they will back up. Oh, I ain't messing with him.
I don't
They
even
move on.
lives anymore on my Facebook. I stopped doing that.
Well, come on.
Because I wasn't getting any views anymore.
Well, see, people hear you. People hear you, right? Even though they might not support you physically, like putting likes and comments. They watch you. They watch you. They watch. I can tell when I go back over my stuff, it'll let me know how many people watched it. It'll let me know how long they've been there and all of that. But I already know that not a lot of them is going to watch the whole video itself. I already know that.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I brought it down to an hour. But I know a lot of them ain't going to watch the whole video. So then I do small clips. So when I do small clips, that'll tell them I'm going to go back and see what he actually talking about in the video.
Right.
I try to do lives on TikTok, but I'm like, I can't even get views on here. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to continue to just keep posting just videos and stuff. And I see how many people look at it.
Yeah. I got over 6,000 views. Followers on TikTok. And half of them don't even comment back on a lot of the stuff. But
yeah, I've noticed that too on my end. I'm like, nobody ever comments and stuff, but I'm like, okay, I ain't worry about it.
And I'm gonna tell you this too. The people platforms that I go on, they don't come over here. You know why?
I've been once.
They don't come over here because they know I'm not for that bull crap.
Yep. Well, I mean, I have been on other people's platforms, but I listen to what they're talking about and stuff. But if it's something that doesn't interest me, I'm like, all right, moving on. and
look, the sad part about it too, Candy, they know when I come, I'm going to come with solutions. They know what Big Unc is about. At least I thought. I'm telling you, I'm like, y'all invite me over to your platform. Y'all invite me. A lot of us been knowing each other for like months now. And it's like, y'all don't know what the heck I do. But then it makes me wonder what type of, and I ain't trying to be smart because I know y'all listening. You hosting platforms, most of your platforms are chaotic, messy, But then when you get somebody like me to come in, and I can only talk about Steve, y'all don't have a problem with people talking about everybody else but themselves. And then
But
you wonder why everybody yelling and screaming and over talking each other. That's the way you set your platform up. So when they look at me, it's like, nah, his stuff is more structured.
Because the message that we carry, the message of hope, the message that bring light, the message that break chains and pull down strongholds, the message that restore minds and renew minds. It comes from a structured God. And we operate, that's who operate in us. And that's who operates through us. So what we do is structured, because I can't operate in chaos.
Right.
And have you two noticed that everybody's platform is built around chaos?
Yep. And I'm gonna say this. I know it's because of where I'm at in my life. And like Sam said, the chaos do not feel right to my spirit. I will tolerate certain things just to have fun, laugh, kid, and joke. But eventually I'm going to back up. I'm going to back up. And I'm going to stay away. Because if this is what you presenting, it shows me who you are as a human being. You can play with yourself all you want, but it shows me who you are. Now, when I hear this right here, number one, I don't care what I've done out my life. I'm a good goddamn man. You can't take that away from me. You can't take it. I would have to give it to you wanting to put me down. Do you think I'm gonna let another human being put me down? And 9 times out of 10, if you feel like you need to degrade me, it goes to show me where your self-esteem is at. It do. I'm talking with my daughter, right? And she's exercising, losing weight and stuff like that. And she said, Dad, I done lost a lot of weight. My clothes is fitting me right, blah, 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 you know. But she went into this phase where my self-esteem, I feel a lot better about my self-esteem and stuff. That's what I wanted to hear. See, y'all don't talk to your children like that. You don't talk to your children to hear how strong they are inside, how they embracing themselves, how they encouraging themselves, how they motivating themselves. Because you're so quick to turn around and say, oh, you too hot, or you too smart. That's called mental, emotional, and verbal abuse. I don't play that when it comes to mine. I don't play it. And anybody that I can help to encourage, to empower, to lift up this.
Yes.
I watch a lot of y'all post stuff.
Excuse me.
And it's always a debate between a man and a woman. I'm talking about black people. But then you'll turn around and say the white man. I don't see no white man in there doing that. See how stuck you are?
Hey, Jesus.
See how stuck you are? The white man is, and the white man that. But it's
Man, do you know I had a guy was ready to go to blows with me because of that? I told him, I said, you know what? Why do y'all sit and you ridicule each other? You turn from human to crab. One go, nah, bro, you come on back down here. Another one, nah, you come on back down here. You ridicule each other when it's about unity, lifting up, encouraging, helping each other up. But the first thing you do is say, the white man. I said, that card is so old now that it has holes in it and it's barely standing. I said, Michael Jackson made a song, said, the man in the mirror. When you look in the mirror, do you see a white man? Or do you see you? I see me. Then what's the problem? Hello.
And that's what I had to understand. Nobody can stop me from being successful in life. And yes, I want the material blessings just like anybody else. But when y'all hear me say my peace means more to me than anything else, that stuff cannot pay for that.
That's right.
It's excitement, it's pleasure, it's adventurous, but it cannot give me the peace that I'm looking for in my spirit. And I begin to understand that throughout my life. You know, the house, the cars, the picket fence, you know, all of that.
Oh my.
We worked for that. I walked away from it. I walked away. So I understand material things come and material things go.
Yes.
But if you're going to base that around your spiritual relationship, you lost. And that's what a lot of people talk about on here. I'm like, I was thinking about this the other day. Just about everybody on TikTok makes over 200,000, 300,000 a year. But you on TikTok 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. On other people's platforms talking about $200,000-$300,000. And then the sad part about it, the host not being smart, they lying to you on your platform and you falling for it. And you falling for it. So not to be smart, a lot of y'all are the biggest dummies I ever seen. That's why I say I'm not going to let nobody come up here and disrespect my platform. It's like you in my home and you disrespecting my home. You got to go. And then you got some people that come on your platform and going to tell you how to run your platform and you listening to them. Oh, no, you won't. Not here.
The song say, everybody, now remember, we still, even though you hear us going and speaking about many things, me, Steve, and Candy, we speaking about many things, but we still right here in the topic of God, Christ, and the blood. Steve, many people say, the song say, you are my peace. It says, you are my peace and I worship thee. You spoke about that peace. Only one person, only one being can give us that peace. And he said the peace that he give passeth all understanding. He said nobody can understand. Nobody can understand that peace. He said that peace passeth all understanding. But it's the peace that we love having, that we strive for, that we live in and live by. You know? And to see you and Candy, y'all sit and you talk, and everything is peaceful. The atmosphere is inviting. It's peaceful. It's joyful. I don't want to operate no platform where this one is curtain out and this one is cussing this one out and that one is no. But the peace, that peace that sister was singing about, that peace is why we love God so much.
Amen. And see what Sam is talking about, right? And once again, Sam, I went to the Comforter, right? The Comforter. A lot of people don't know themselves. Now, I have to watch it. And the reason why I say I have to watch it, because I know everybody don't believe in Bible. Everybody don't believe the way we believe. But when I look at the Comforter, anytime I'm going against my morals, my values, my principles, I'm talking about the good qualities within me. Anytime I'm starting to practice a deceitful lifestyle, my spirit won't be at peace. So once I feel certain things ain't right, in order for me to feel the Comforter over my life, I have to turn away from what's causing me a bunch of chaos and confusion. I have to turn away. And that's how I see life. I look at the stuff that I used to do, and I'm like, thank God I ain't living like that today. Being a lying, manipulating, no good son of a sea biscuit. That's all I have is my past experiences to help me understand that I'm still walking on the right path. If I ever forget where I came from, I'm doomed to repeat. If I ever forget, that's why I say a lot of the stuff I used to do, I don't do no more. It don't feel right. That's not hard. That's not hard to understand. That's not hard to understand. It's real simple for some people. But when you have an addicted personality, we will justify and rationalize the most outrageous nonsense to try to make it look right. You think I don't recognize that in a lot of people? I sponsor men, women with children. So you know I got to pay a lot of attention to you. I talk a lot, but I listen more. Mainly when it's time for me to do interviews, because I have to know the best way to work with you, with your life. So if you come in line to me, we'll spot it. But then that's where the patience and the tolerance come in at on our end. Because we got to recognize certain things within you in order to get you to break it. And I already know to shoot a lot of old stuff out is not something that's going to happen just overnight. That's why I always tell people, give me 3 months to 6 months. Like they used to tell us, do a 90-90. Sit on the front row, take the cotton out your ears, put it in your mouth. I might use other words in saying that. But you got to be the one willing to do the necessary work to turn your life around. They say your device is not connected. Oh, you connected. I'm only giving y'all back what God has done for me, what the Holy Spirit has done for me. So that's why when y'all hear me talk about I was once blind, but now I see. I was once lost, but now I'm found. I'm not saying it just to be saying it. I remember when I used to be in the dark. He brought me into the light. And I'm going to tell y'all from time to time, I haven't said it in a long time. It was like, God, I wish I didn't see the stuff I see today.
Hey, guys, I got to drop off because my phone went dead, so I got to charge it up.
All right.
Love you both. Have a good evening. See you tomorrow, Stephen. See you tomorrow, Candy. Hopefully, if you be on with us. And everybody, once again, yes, I do believe in God. Yes, I love Jesus. And yes, the blood has power. And the Holy Spirit is in me. Because greater is he that is in me than he that is in this world. Love you all. Be blessed.
Love you too, bro. Now, y'all hear what Sam is saying, right? Now, in order for you to really believe this, not just that we read and we study, it's in us. It's in us. See, a lot of people will quote stuff and say stuff, and it's not being smart. They don't even really believe in half of the stuff they saying. That's the sad part about it. I already know, and I'm going to end this in a couple of more minutes. Look, the stuff that I used to do, right? I was trying to commit unalive it on a daily basis. I was putting stuff in me. I wasn't sure what it was. Okay? And I'm talking about the smugs and stuff like that. I was sitting back thinking the other day about the hash and all this type of stuff, family. I was thinking about all that. Stuff that people introduced me to. They got you paranoid, made you feel, Only reason why I'm sharing this because y'all think that stopped. Now, being adults, I know y'all understand me a lot more than our youth does. When you grown, your comprehension is more expandable. So you understand me a lot more than us dealing with a 13-year-old or 14-year-old or 15-year-old. Their comprehension span is not there. So you got to meet them at the level of where they at, right? Now, I got 1 minute because I'm going to end this on my thing. It says an hour and a half. So I went a half an hour over. I can only give y'all and our children as well. I used to be a teenager. I used to be a child. God has me go back and look at that. He brings me through that journey, not to stay stuck, but he brings me through that to help you understand I was once there too. These are the things that I was able to do with the power. And thank God for the people that he put in my life. That gave me the strength and the courage, the willingness within me to do the work, to turn it around. you can either take it, use it, or you can keep moving. I love y'all, and I'm out.